In this video, I'm going to detail the fastest co-op way of making XP in Rockstar's Red Dead Online. This method has the potential of leveling you up faster than any other method out there, but will require a minimum of 2 people, as well as yourself, to outdo the solo method that I covered recently. However, if you and a friend did want to play online together, and maybe you're a low level and can't get high XP with the solo method, then this is the one for you. There's a lot of variables with this method, but the absolute maximum possible that I've calculated, and it does sound absolutely mental, I admit, is over 100,000 XP per hour. But to earn that amount, there is a long list of things you need to achieve, so keep in mind that this is a really unrealistic target for the average player, but it is 100% possible. If you'd like to skip to how to do the method itself, then go to the timestamp displayed on screen now. The average player, if doing this effectively, can expect between 15 and 20,000 XP per hour, which, despite not being the mad level of like 100,000 XP, is still very good. So the method is something that you might have seen in the past, and it's called the XP Island method, and this was first uploaded by JmCooKie. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he is also the original founder of this method too, so all credit goes to him for creating a video on this one first. His video is linked in the first line of the description as well, and all credit goes to him for first discovering this. The core of the method is killing players in a position on the map that allows them to respawn in exactly the same spot that they died, meaning that you can remain stationary and repeatedly kill people, gaining up to 60 XP per kill. Keep in mind though that this method will negatively impact your honour, but you won't gain a wanted level or a bounty. Actually, something that really surprised me in some instances of trying this was that my hostility remained at low, despite the fact I've just killed someone like 100 times over. In honour of big veiny spreadsheets of the past, I've crunched the numbers on this method through my own tests just to see how effective it is since the game came out of beta last month.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
I'll start by breaking down the statistics for the most simple and most common way that this method will be done, which is to do it with one other player in a pair. These stats take into account the time that you won't be gaining XP as well. Taking it in turns and evenly farming XP over 1 hour will mean that in that hour you will have 30 minutes each of gaining XP. The rest of that hour will be made up by you being the volunteer for your friend. Doing this effectively, you can expect to get around 11,000 XP per hour with all bonuses, or 8,500 XP with minimal low-level bonuses. If you up your twosome to a threesome, which, let's face it, is the dream scenario, you will have less time farming XP if you're doing it evenly, but you will get a slightly higher hourly XP rate, as you can see from the purple threesome column. And this is due to the fact that you get so much more XP during your turn. The trend continues as well for moving to a total of 4 and 5 people. The more people you get, the more XP you'll make. But if you're taking it in evenly timed turns, the max capacity is 5 people because you won't be able to kill quickly enough to make 6, 7 and beyond that work effectively. If you're somehow able to convince the people that you're killing to stay engaged, respawn fast and just accept you killing them over and over, you could easily get to that glorious 100k XP per hour. But the likelihood of that happening is pretty slim really. If you combine every single tip that I mentioned later in the video, as well as becoming a master persuader, you can make ridiculously high amounts of XP doing this. So after you've rallied your group together of between 2 and 5 players, including yourself, ensure you're stocked up on ammo, ideally special ammo if you're high enough level, and head to this point on the map. And this is what JmCooKie has dubbed the XP Island. You'll have to cross the water here, so make sure your horse's stamina core is high. If you're worried about your horse running out of stamina, don't worry, I've done a test in the past and horses don't drown, although you do, so I'd be wary of that. Once you're on the island, decide who's going to be the killer first and who will be the volunteer or volunteers being killed. To keep it fair, make sure you rotate your roles as volunteer and killer evenly across the time that you play. The best way of doing this I've found is just by taking 5 or 10 minute chunks each and then swapping over that way. Now there's only a certain section of this island that works for this method, and it's displayed on screen here, highlighted in green. A good rule to follow is to have volunteer players stand only on this section of the beach and avoid the water and the grass. Stand on sand only. If you kill a volunteer outside this specific area, they'll spawn much further away from you, usually here, but in some instances all the way over here. And obviously this will drop your XP rate significantly. So when it's your turn to be a volunteer, keep this in mind. Now you may be thinking to yourself, how am I going to do this, JM? I've got no fucking friends, mate. And that's why myself and my admin team have got specific channels on our Discord server for people to find other people to play with on both PS4 and Xbox. You don't even need a mic to do this, as you can use the designated text chat channels on the Discord that we've set up. So if you haven't already, download the free app and join my server. The link to it is below. Now I'll go into my best tips for maximizing your XP rates to achieve the highest possible XP per hour. Tip number 1, ability cards. Ensure that you've got the most amount of damage boosting ability cards equipped as possible to minimize the number of times that your volunteers sponge your bullets. Also, if you're a volunteer, make sure you've removed any defensive ability cards that you've got on. Never without one, for example, that gives you a temporary bulletproof hat. That's pretty annoying as the killer. Tip 2, horseback. When it's your turn as the killer, stay on horseback. No matter what level you are, you'll receive an extra 5 XP for getting kills on horseback. And that comes under the Death Rider 5 XP bonus. Tip 3, headshots. In the same way that horseback kills give you 5 XP, headshots will also give you a 5 XP boost, so be sure to aim for the head when killing your volunteers. Tip 4, distance. Shooting players from far away gives you another 5 XP boost, so keep down this end of the beach, far away from your targets. Tip 5, last chance. This bonus is gained by using the last bullet of your magazine to get a kill. So if you only reload one bullet into your repeater or rifle and use that, then you'd get 5 XP. Unfortunately, the game doesn't let you load just one bullet into your rifle. The minimum is 2, so you can only fire 1 as normal without the 5 XP boost, then fire 1 with it. You'll notice in the calculations I've done previously, I took that into consideration by listing the XP boost as 2.5 XP per kill. To stop your character automatically reloading to full and make the most of this extra XP per kill, spam L2 or left trigger to aim down the sights, as this will cancel your reload and keep you at just 2 bullets in a magazine. Tip 6, eyes wide shut. This is the most complicated one of the XP boosts to get, but being a 10 XP boost, it's the most valuable one after the XP you get for the kill itself. So the premise of this one is that the game gives you a boost for getting a kill without looking down your sights. But the way to get it in this situation, rather than just firing from the hip, is to aim down the sights at the volunteer's head, then just before you pull the trigger to fire, release the left trigger, then fire. So aim, release aim, and fire. This will take some getting used to, and you might not hit it every time at first, but it's well worth attempting on each shot as it has such a big impact on the amount of XP you get overall. And finally, tip 7, special ammo. Ending on a simple one, when you're high enough level, make sure you buy and use special ammo for an extra 5 XP per kill. If you manage to get 4 volunteers that are willing to just be volunteers, as well as nailing each of these tips, then this is how you can drive your XP up into that 6-figure bracket. But whether you've got 4 volunteers or just one mate, taking it in turn swapping roles, using all these tips will drive up your XP per hour. XP rates will obviously massively vary from player to player, so let me know how you do when running this method. If you don't have another player to run this with, as I've said in the video already, you can join the Discord server and find people there. Or you can click the video on screen now for an XP method that can get you 12,000 XP per hour as a solo player. If this video helped you out, then please like and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. I'm JmCooKie. Cheers.